All right. Another 30 by 10. Chicago Bulls. Definitely hit subscribe. Hitting every team in the league. So look out for that. Bet of the day. Still over 60%. That's going to be dropping every day around 3:30 p.m. So look out for that. Pacific time. And then NBA Nightly Notes. So that's I'm going to do the first one starting today. So check that out. NBA Nightly Notes every night. So let's go ahead and get into it. Chicago Bulls, 10th in the East as of Saturday. I'm recording this Saturday morning. Winners of the last three in a row with wins over Dallas, Houston, and the Hornets. They're on a four-game losing streak, but all of the games were particularly close. 5-5 in their last 10. I think the Bulls have figured some things out. Definitely with marketing coming back, I think that was the catalyst for everything. A lot of people compared him to Dirk Nowitzki coming out. I liked him coming out of college. Watched a couple of his games when he was in the Pac-12, and he had a hot start, and he's kind of been middling ever since. But I think they've kind of figured some things out with a little three-headed attack with him, Levine, and Kobe White bringing up the rear. Harry and Wendell Carter. I think that they seem to have developed some simpatico on offense, which I like. So we'll see with marketing. He's definitely shooting the threes at a high clip, as he always did. But I think he's really a mismatch when you have a player like Kobe White and you have Levine, two attacking guards and pick and roll situations, especially with Levine with shooting the three at the clip that he's shooting at. Just allows marketing to be an you know, has opportunities to attack and make plays. So that was something that I'm really interested in really focusing in on. Also, Kobe White, a player that I like coming out of North Carolina. He's a ground bound guard. So my theory on those is that it generally takes them some time to get things going and flowing. They're not really, they don't really pop like if you look at point guards who really come out with a big punch their rookie and sophomore years, the Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook players, John Morant now. These are generally players who are just extreme athletes or have extreme size. If you recall way back when Tyreek Evans compared to Steph Curry, Tyreek Evans was the one that won the Rookie of the Year his rookie season, uh, and Steph Curry ended up being the better player. And I think the ground bound guards, you have to figure some things out as far as size, attacking the rim. There's just so many bigger, more athletic guards in the league, 6'7", 6'8" guys who are just as fast or quicker than you, being put on you to defend you. I think it just throws you off. So the more ground bound guards who are more crafty and more skilled, it just takes them some time to get the game in. I think if you look at him, his efficiency um, is definitely something that's intriguing if you factor that in. He's definitely been playmaking a lot more than he did last year. I think he's up to 5 rebounds. His shooting percentages are still pretty low, but I think you have to be intrigued by the amount of playmaking and scoring that he's giving you as a third wheel on the team. Patrick Williams, he's someone that Kawhi Leonard called out. He was impressed by him. I'm impressed with him. He's just tremendous size. I know a lot of people were shaky with that pick out of Florida State, being that he wasn't a starter and there was a abbreviated season. But I mean, he looks just his size. He's just so imposing for someone his age. So with all these young guys, it always depends on them internally, what they want to be, how hard they're going to work. I think, like I said, it's not surprising that you see jumps from guys like Jeremy Grant and other players in the league because guys know what you can get from the league, what it means to be great, what you can get for being great in this league, and everybody wants to take part of that. So, the professionalism in this league, people, post on Instagram their workout videos. That's how serious of the level of competition and how great players want to be nowadays. So that's something that is definitely something to keep an eye on. He is shooting a three at a pretty good clip, and for a number 4 overall pick, I would like to see him get more touches. But it's just going to be hard to come by with marketing, with Kobe White, with Zach Levine, I do understand that, but he's someone that could end up being, you know, uh, down the road probably the best player on this team. And marketing, just go back to him quickly. I know he turned down a pretty large extension. I think in the $85 million range, and he was looking forward towards a max. So you're going to be seeing him as someone who wants to play well, because this is a contract year. He's trying to show out. He's going to be a restricted free agent, but he's trying to get paid. So um, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, but we'll definitely see what happens. Otto Porter, he's in the last year of his contract, but he's a perfect player. He's a swing league, big size, swing wing, uh, really big, defends, shooting the three at a great clip. He has a pretty large number. So I doubt if the Bulls bring him back, especially with Patrick Williams, but he might be someone that might be an interesting trade chip for the team, or, they're 10th in the East right now, haven't made it to the finals for, I can't remember the last time they made it to the final. I think it was the year that LeBron hit them with that corner jumper. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. They might want to stay into and if they're going to try to stay in and try to make the playoffs, then obviously he's a player that you keep. You can't have too many of the guys like him, but he's an interesting trade chip if they do go that route. Gary Temple, I thought that was a big mistake of the Brooklyn Nets letting him go, and he's paid great dividends for the Bulls. Just a solid shooter. I think he's shooting it at a 41% clip. So if they do end up once again going back to this trade thing, a player like Al Horford, I do think they need a third big. I like the young rookie that they have. His name is escaping me. He has good size, but I think a third big could help them, especially defensively. This Chicago team is just really interesting. Billy Donovan's really, I think his coaching style has really helped the team and the young players. You've seen that Zach LaVine has come out and said, and he's a stud. I was a little down on him his first couple of years. He just seemed like a chucker, but just a scorer, just one of these shoot first guys with nothing else. But he's played a lot more. To me, just sound basketball and with higher IQ. The one thing that you would like to see from him more is maybe more attacks to the basket. He is this, ridiculous athlete from his slam dunk era days. You can remember that, and obviously that should be able to translate on the defensive end. The problem with having a backcourt with him and Kobe White is that you don't really get any defense from either one of those players, which is why a player like Otto Porter is so important if you are trying to make a playoff push. But, I think they figure some things out here. So we'll see if that holds the case. They have a pretty stacked schedule coming up. They have the Lakers, they have Boston, Memphis, and Portland coming up. So we'll see if they are a team that I do feel that has figured things out. We'll see it in these next few games. If they can split this next four, get to at least 2 wins out of this going forward, that might portend to a team that actually can make the playoffs and cause some damage in the playoffs. I mean, you have a 3-headed monster of Market and Levine and Kobe White. That's a lot of offense. That's a punch that you weren't getting from the bench, the bottom feeders of the East before, the Orlandos. They always got in and could steal a game, but they were just so limited offensively. The Nets of last year, they could get in, but they were just so limited offensively. This is a team that can come at you in waves, can score, have young players that are eager to get out there and play, and that can give you a 20-point, 30-point night. And as a round one matchup, I just don't think we've had that in the East for a while. So I definitely think the arrow is up on this team. Have my eye on marketing once again, seeing what he does. His rebounding numbers are still pretty low, so maybe that's something that he can look to harp on. And that's part of the reason why I talked about Horford, is that this team doesn't really defend and rebound at a high clip. And even though he's a pretty high number, it's not like Chicago's beating down the door to get free agents as it is. So a trade for Otto Porter for him, And you have Wendell Carter, so maybe that doesn't make the most sense because you want to see what you have in these guys. But um, and I think Marketing's only averaging 6 boards a game. I do think that the pendulum has kind of swung on the league going small in this three D era. There's a lot of big men that are now emerging. You have Anthony Davis, Embiid, Joker. You have Marketing. You just have Aiden. There's a lot of bigs in this league. Sabonis, Bam Adebayo. So you're getting a lot of these bigs in the league that can score and do things. And maybe the way to maybe kind of spring ahead of this curve is to really go big and punish people with your size. So that's just an idea for Chicago. So 30 by 10, Chicago Bulls. Definitely subscribe. Leave me a comment. If you have any questions, I respond to all comments. I try to pump out as much content here. Bet of the day, NBA Night and Lows. Check that out. Hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. I talk about every team in the NBA. I really love doing this and really trying to grow this thing. So check me out. 30 teams, 10 minutes. Get at me.